What's up, YouTube? ODST General back again, and it's been a while, guys. I am sorry, I have been slammed with work. I have had pretty much no time for video editing, or even recording, really. I've gotten some footage recorded, but just not a huge amount, so I wanted to come back and actually get in and take what footage I have gotten recorded over the past few weeks, and start working on that and getting that knocked out. But during this course of me being super busy, Emergency Call 112, number 2, has released on the Steam. It came out on March 18th, and it's available there on the Steam Workshop and all that. Now, we've played this previously on the channel. We did the demo or the beta or whatever you want to call it a little bit earlier in the year. And it was pretty basic. It was only a single call, which is in the full game as well. And then we've played the previous title, Notruf 112, on the channel. These are both set in the same location, which is Mulheim, Germany, in their giant freaking fire station. And, it's like the first game, you're able to switch between different roles. This one takes some pretty awesome new features, too, though. It really goes and expands on the use of the equipment. There's tons of different equipment you can use. Probably, I would even say the most equipment that is available in any game. Maybe. It's getting tough to say that now because obviously Into the Flames and Emergent NYC have both been pumping out crazy amounts of equipment for their various apparatus over the past couple of years. But there is still a very significant amount of equipment. Now, there is also the tactical overhead view, which is really neat too, and that basically it's like an RTS mode, which almost makes this in a way very vaguely like Emergency franchise. It's not like, it's kind of a stretch for a comparison, I'll be honest with you guys. But it is a really cool feature. It is really awesome being able to go into that third-person mode and issue orders and everything. It's not perfect. There's definitely some quality of life changes I would like to see, mainly that when you're in that mode and you're issuing the orders, they basically get queued up and then you have to exit out of that mode for the orders to actually get carried out. So it's not really practical because I found that you have to go in and out of the mode a lot to actually functionally use it as a commander. So I'm not a huge fan of that, to be honest, but it's not such a big deal. But I would like to see those carried out even while you're in the mode. Just when you queue up an order, the unit does it as soon as possible. Beyond that, though, it does have some other issues, and I have some concerns about the title, to be honest with you guys. Now, I was pretty hopeful for this one because the last game was, pretty good at its bare bones, but it had a lot of performance issues. The multiplayer never left beta, and it basically got left in that state for the sake of the development of this title. And that's where my concerns are, is because this game has its issues. I've had crashes to desktop, I've seen FPS drops, and I'm using pretty much all new equipment. I'm using a 3070, so it's not the best graphics card out there, but it's pretty darn good. All the rest of my computer is high-end hardware, so, like a Ryzen 9 and all sorts of different stuff. And for the most part, the game runs really smooth, and overall, I would say it's much smoother experience than previous title was, but I still have experienced FPS drops, pretty big ones during calls and stuff like that. Now, I know at least one other person has said they haven't really experienced anything like that, so it could be just a hardware issue or a compatibility issue with something on my end. I will not say that's not the case, because it could be, but I can't confirm that either. So I would definitely say, if you guys are considering getting this, I would definitely recommend on holding off, and probably for a little bit longer on this one. And the reason I say hold off for longer than just a couple of weeks to hear the reviews, they are already patching the game. I think I've had patches every time I've logged in and looked at the game. I've had a patch, so today's only the 21st and it just came out on the 18th, so I think the 19th, the 20th, and today I've had patches. I didn't really get to look yesterday, so I don't know. It might not have been like that, but it's just, it's still not clear if they will carry on development for a longer period than the last game. And that's where my biggest concern comes from, is not from how this game currently sits. It's what happened with the last game, where the last game was in really bad shape like this. arguably even worse shape than this, and it never got fixed. You know, they did a few patches, kind of similar to what they've done now, smaller patches, and then they just abandoned development. So, I do strongly urge anybody considering getting this game to hold off for probably like 2 or 3 months. And I know that's a long time, and I hate to say anything like that, but again, there is a track record with this developer, even though it is a professional developer, and this, you would expect certain quality expectations from a traditional game development source like this one. In a lot of ways, the indie section, which is the majority of firefighting games right now, has done a much better job addressing issues and fixing up their games over long periods of time. Even Emerge NYC, which I've constantly criticized over the past several years, for quality and quality issues and questionable update choices and stuff like that. Even Raph has made a lot of efforts to address the issues in his game. Now, I may say he hasn't done the best job of it, but he's actually made those efforts, and that's where my concern is because when No Turf 112, there was performance issues. The multiplayer, like I said, never left beta. There was all those issues that never got resolved, and that's not really great. I mean, it's a pretty big concern to me going forward with this title. Now, with that being said, like I said, I have strong concerns, I have strong reservations, and I do strongly advise anybody considering getting this to hold off like 2 or 3 months, just to wait and see if they're going to abandon the project like they did last time, because I believe that's about how long it was last time. It was like 3 months, maybe 6 months on the long end, before they abandoned the project just completely. So I would definitely recommend on holding off for a longer period, but if you're not worried about that, if money is not an issue, and you're not worried about dropping, like $30 or $25 or whatever it is on this title, and then it not working out quite ideally, having bugs and issues and some of those never getting fixed, including crashes to desktop, then go for it. I mean, like I said, there is good features to this. They've got tons of equipment. They've brought a lot of new features and stuff since the first game, a lot of really cool stuff. And I do plan on playing this on the channel. So that's the other thing, guys, is I would just recommend going around and really watching everybody putting content out for this. So Alex, I'm not sure if Ace2K7's doing content for this. I don't think I've seen anything on this one from him, but if he does any, check out Ace and really any other YouTuber and just kind of size up the game for yourself. Of course, crashes and issues are probably going to be getting cut out here and there. But I would just address it with, different content creators or different people that are playing the game and stuff, and just kind of getting the reactions that way. Alright guys, so yeah, I just wanted to kind of do a brief coverage of my initial reactions to the game. I did kind of do this when I did my initial recording, but there was a lot of things I wasn't familiar with, so there was points where I was like standing around because I didn't know what to do, or I didn't know if I was waiting for calls or anything like that. And so there'll definitely be some gameplay coming up here for this pretty soon, some proper gameplay. I don't know exactly when you guys can expect to see that, but probably before too long. I'm still a little bit busy for work here. I've worked 6 days this past week, and I'm tempted to work today just to try and get caught up a little bit more going forward into next week. But I will probably be pretty busy going forward for a little bit longer here. Just got to get a bunch of ducks in order here, as it were, all my ducks in a row. And it might be a little bit of time before I can actually get everything properly squared away in real life, just before I can kind of get back to like regularly recording. So anybody who stuck around, anybody who's hung around, even if you left, I understand. But thank you for everybody who's sitting here watching this video right now, and anybody who watches my other content. Alright guys, take it easy. I will see you all in the next one.